second main question.
And not a single shovel in the ground, Mr. Speaker, employing any Albertans. It's just 18 days until families see their heating bills go up, pay more at the pumps, and see the price of everything else that they buy skyrocket. But the Environment Minister has decided 13 months after first announcing this job-killing tax, it's finally the time to roll up her sleeves and take some phone calls. I have a better idea. Why doesn't the Premier and her ministers get out of their comfy offices and hold some public town halls across Alberta and look the people in the eye that they're hurting and destroying their lives? That would be a good idea.
Well, interestingly, Mr. Speaker, it is actually the case. I'm not quite sure what the member opposite was doing, but before we introduced the Climate Leadership Plan, there was actually a number of public consultations on the matter, but he must have missed them. That being said, Mr. Speaker, with respect to the renewable energy that our program will produce, 7,200 jobs. With respect to our tax credit program, 9,000 jobs. And interestingly, Mr. Speaker, in just the last couple of weeks, we have heard oil and gas companies announce billions and billions of dollars of increases in capital investment just next year, Mr. Speaker.
And yes, Mr. Speaker, most of that investment is in Saskatchewan.
Yes.
2/3 of Albertans don't support this carbon tax, and the Premier knows it. It's why they've unloaded $9 million in taxpayer-funded propaganda. It's why the Premier is sending the Environment Minister on a carbon tax telethon to help explain to Albertans how to, as the Premier would say, make better choices. Instead of wasting millions of dollars trying to sell Albertans on something they don't want, why doesn't the Premier take her own advice, make better choices, and scrap the carbon tax?
Honourable Premier.
You know, Mr. Speaker, there are two ways to approach building a jurisdiction over which you have some responsibility. You can say no to everything, or you can be the people who say yes. You can be timid, or you can be bold. You can have faith in the people of your province, or you can be xenophobic. You can ultimately decide that you want to move forward with leadership, or you want to go backwards and reject facts. Mr. Speaker, we are moving Alberta forward. We are standing up for Albertans. We have their backs. We will not vote against Alberta's future for political points.
Please. I think we're on second supplemental.
And you can create jobs, or you can do what the NDP have done and kill jobs in Alberta. The NDP seem content with denying basic economics. Here's the facts. Australia has axed their tax. France has axed their tax, and now the United States will be cutting their business taxes and their income taxes and will have no carbon tax. Mr. Speaker, they will be more competitive in attracting investment, and that only hurts Alberta. This is a big deal. This is not a joke. This is a carbon tax that will hurt people's lives. Why does the Premier think Alberta should pay a carbon tax when none of our major competitors across the world will be paying a carbon tax?
Well, interestingly, Mr. Speaker, one of the folks from whom the many of the members opposite take great inspiration just nominated a Secretary of State who made the following statement, quote, "At ExxonMobil, we share the view that the risks of climate change are serious and warrant thoughtful action," end quote. Quote, "We have long supported a carbon tax as the best policy of those being considered," Mr. Speaker. That is the statement of the nominated Secretary of State for our neighbours to the south. The folks next over there should maybe do a bit of research.